Good morning and welcome to Wells Fargo Arena. It's a semifinal and championship Friday here at the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, powered by Mid-American Energy. Dar Danielson here alongside Gina Rogers as we'll bring you this 2A semifinal today. The Cascade Cougars against the Osage Green Devils. And Gina, this looks to be, well, a good matchup, but you say in the semifinals every matchup is a good matchup.
Absolutely. They've both worked very hard to get here, and if you're Cascade, you've got some experience here, and this is kind of your goal every year. If you're Osage, you're just keep working, keep playing to get to the next game, and now the next game is the championship.
Yeah, it's a tale of two teams here. Cascade, they won it in 2018, 2019 in the semifinals, back again in 2020. Cascade, they were trying so hard and like, was it 3 years in a row they couldn't get the state, and they finally break through this year, and they're here. And so, a lot of stories like that happen in girls state basketball.
Yeah, Osage, and even their first round game, they had a tough one. They beat West Branch. They got a little bit of a late start, and then kind of came back and were able to take care of West Branch. Cascade, on the other hand, this will be their 9th game in Wells Fargo Arena for the seniors. So they're kind of calling this their march home.
Yeah, as you see it right here, a road to the championship. They come in at 26-0, defeated Denver in the quarterfinals. McDermott had 19 points. They forced 19 turnovers in the win over Denver and held Denver to 25% shooting field goal. So defensive ball game there for Cascade. Let's take a look at Osage. The Green Devils, their record of 23-3. They defeated West Branch, as you said. Brandau had 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 of 3 field. That's a great stat line. I never had anything close to that. 13 rebounds in the win over West Branch. So a couple of good matchups here. I think the thing that Osage, they want to stay close to Cascade and not let that experience get the jitters of being here for the first time in a while.
Absolutely. They cannot get a slow start. They've got to get out and get some points, because this defense of Cascade, it's what they're known for. It's a suffocating defense. So the Green Devils are going to have to come out and score the ball.
All right, we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up. We'll have our Cougars seeds to the game. That's coming up in just a minute. We'll take a break. You're watching the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
They say Buena Vista University is in the middle of a bunch of fields.
Hey guys, wait up!
Game on.
They say our idea of fun is morning tea, and afternoon tea,
and anytime tea.
And we hang out like bumps on a log.
They say Storm Lake, Iowa isn't in the center of the action. And when we study, we're not exactly grounded.
But you know what we say.
You gotta see it to believe it.
It's game day. Brisket smoking. The stakes are huge. Full rack, baby back. Fired up, quarter pound. Fast pass, dribble down. Slam dunk. Buzzers beat.
Victory goes to Fairway, the champion of meat.
Des Moines. The yeses are silent. Our city is buzzing. Catch what you've been missing today.
Welcome back to Wells Fargo Arena here at the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Dar Danielson with Gina Rogers as we get ready for this 2A semifinal, Osage and Cascade. And time now for our Kruger Seeds to Success. And let's start out with Osage.
So with Osage, they're going to have to find their defensive rhythm. The Cascade's known for their 2-3 defense, their 2-3 zone defense, and so they're going to need to get some look inside. If they can't get the ball inside, kick it outside and get some shots to fall down.
Then for Cascade.
If you're Cascade, you want to limit Brandell's touches. You want to try to keep it from the outside, and then she is going to try to kick it back out, so they need to defend that three-point line. So I expect a low-scoring game, defensive battle.
And I mentioned it for Osage. Come down here, and I don't care if you've been here before. Cascade's going to have some jitters too, starting out this tournament. You always do, even if you play. You played a quarterfinal, but each game gets a little bit more important, and it seems like that clock runs out a little faster because your season is going to end here. So the thing is, not too many long runs is what you want for either team. You want to keep people close in this ball game.
Right. You don't want to dig yourself a hole. You want to stay as close as you can, and to put it very simply, you want to put the ball through the basket. You got to score some points. So a lot of times you'll see the defense of Cascade will turn into their offense. If you're Osage, you got to look to get out and get some of those points as quick as you can. Maybe get down and try to get some points in transition before they can actually set up that defense.
And that comes with these veteran coaches knowing, do I take the timeout? Do I wait, let themselves play out of it, or what do I do? And they both have the experience to know how to handle those situations.
Absolutely. Sometimes you do need to take a timeout, to your point, just to stop the momentum of the other team, kind of break it up. And because once things kind of get rolling, sometimes they just kind of stay rolling, and you have to break that up a few times.
Today's Seeds for Success were brought to you by Kruger Seeds. The next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. Getting ready for the starting lineups here in this Class 2A semifinal. We'll take our final break and come back. You're watching the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Crowded lecture halls? Not anymore. Southwestern Community College is a different place. It's where we break from traditional college to do what's best for your career. It's about teaching the way you learn, having fun along the way, and giving you the experience you need for what comes next. A job and an income in as little as 1 year. That's why you go to college in the first place. Southwestern Community College. Your career starts here. Check out SWC's career-related programs at swciowa.edu/yourcareer.
I'm an Iowa teacher. I fight every day to make sure that the students have real-world life skills. My Iowa Bank helps any way I need them to. They have come to my class to be guest speakers. They have welcomed us into the bank. If you don't have a relationship with your bank, you need to make one. I love my Iowa Bank.
More Iowans choose to bank with an Iowa bank. Get to know a real Iowa banker and discover the genuine difference of Iowa banks.
Fans, the Iowa Bankers Association is proud to help students reach their goals, both financially and educationally. That's why they're honored to provide 5 student athletes from this year's basketball tournament with $1,000 scholarships. Follow their Facebook page at facebook.com/Iowa Bankers to see the winners. We're at the Girls State Basketball Tournament 2A semifinal. We have the 2A, 1A semifinals. Then tonight we get into championship mode. Dar Danielson alongside Gina Rogers here as we get set. We'll have the starting lineups. This has got, I'm young enough to remember, or old enough to remember when they went from the reverse angle replay. That's kind of what you're doing, because normally you're sitting over there doing PA. Now you're looking at the other side of the floor. A little adjustment on that?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I do a little PA, I do a little scoring, but it's fun to do a lot of stuff here at the state tournament.
Good morning and welcome.
Now let's go to Tim Fitzpatrick, the PA announcer.
For the 2020 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Today's 2A semifinal matchup will feature the Osage Green Devils and the Cascade Cougars. Fans, it's now time to introduce the players in today's 2A semifinal matchup. First of all, here are your non-starters and assistant coaches for the Osage Green Devils. Number 5, Katie Smith. Number 10, Brooklyn Hallback. Number 12, Ainsley Dodd. Number 13, Victoria Schwarting. Number 14, Samantha Brandow. Number 30, Libby Schwaman. Number 35, Megan Henson. Number 40, Cabry Sullivan. And number 42, Ainsley Brooker. Your assistant coaches, Mike Henson and Kirk Knudsen. Now let's meet your non-starters and assistant coaches for the Cascade Cougars. Number 14, Sydney Weber. Number 20, Devin Simon. Number 22, Elizabeth Gibbs. Number 24, Faith Bauer. Number 32, Megan Smith. Number 34, Alyssa Lux. And number 42, Taryn Huffman. Your assistant coaches, Ernie Bullabaugh, Amber Gravel. And now, let's meet your starters for this 2A semifinal. For the Osage Green Devils, a senior number 4, Mia Knudsen. For the Cascade Cougars, a senior number 0, Nicole McDermott. For the Green Devils, a senior number 20, Melanie Bai. For the Cougars, a sophomore number 2, Allie Huffman. For Osage, a junior number 22, Danny Johnson. For Cascade, a senior number 4, Skylar Dolphin. For the Green Devils, a junior number 23, Ellie Bobinette. For the Cougars, a senior number 10, Jordan Simon. And for Osage, a senior number 50, Sydney Brandow. For Cascade, a senior number 12, Abby Welter. Head coach for the Green Devils, Chad Erickson. For the Cougars, Michael Scanza. Ladies and gentlemen, now turn your attention to the scorer's bench as I introduce your officials for today's 2A semifinal. Darius Daniels, Chris Thomas, Jason Alons, and your bench official, Travis Berkey. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you to please stand and join us and direct your attention to the flag as we honor America and those who protect our freedom with the singing of our national anthem performed today by the Union High School Choir under the direction of Tim J. Mitchell. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
1, 2. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming? whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you.
Today's
Who's
starting
ready for
lineups
state tournament
brought to you by Buena Vista University. Located in Storm Lake, Buena Vista University prepares students for lifelong success through transformational academic, professional, and co-curricular programs. Schedule your visit today at bvu.edu. Dar Danielson, Gina Rogers here at the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Let's play basketball, as they say.
Let's play basketball, and happy Friday, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Glad you could be along for the ride here.
Week's gone fast, seems like, hasn't it?
It's been great. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
And we're set to jump it up. Jordan Simon, Sydney Brandow, Osage, obviously in the Green Devils, and Cascade in the white.
So as we get ready to prepare here, I'll let you know that Jordan Simon told me last night that she and Sydney are scheduled to be roommates at Iowa State next year.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so two roommates jumping it up here, ready to start the game. It's the first time they've played against each other.
I bet they don't give any quarter on the court, but they're friends after the game, right?
I think that's the plan.
Yep. Tapped around and picked up by Osage. They keep it alive. Knutson over the right side, back up top. Looks like zone defense to start out for Cascade.
2-3 zone is what Cascade is known for.
Bounce into the post. Brandow now back. Trying to find that seam early on. Over to Bobinette. Knutson to Bobinette. Lobs it in on the post. Double team down there. Have to get it out. Knocked away and taken away. Knocked away by Dolphin. They'll go quickly up to McDermott. Crosses over to the left hand. Now they'll rotate it back across the top. Simon. Over to the right side. To Dolphin.
Osage is on a 2-3 zone as well.
Looked inside. Brandow knocked it away. Up top, rotated around again. That's the key. Movement against the zone. Inside, back out. Great passing. There's a three. No good. Rebound on the other side by Melanie Bai. Quickly up the floor. Danny Johnson goes up and off a little too strong. Gets her own rebound, though, on the backside. Here's a three. Good!
So that's the start that the Green Devils are going to want. They got back in transition before Cascade was able to set up their defense. Offensive board, positive. 3-point basket, second chance points.
Bobinette with it. To get him on the board. 3-0 here to start it. Inside, drive and kick. Get through the double team. Back outside. Here's a three. No good. Rebound battled for. It's going to come off to McDermott. She's trapped down there, but gets it out. They're rotated around quickly. Left side for three. Little long. And rebound fought for. Put back up and good by McDermott.
So both teams starting out with an offensive board here and getting some points off of second chance points. That made basket allows Cascade to set up in their press.
We're seeing both of them trying to dial in the shooting a little bit here down here.
Yeah, and then doing a great job on the boards. I mean, rebounding was key for both teams.
Johnson bounce passes it inside to Brandow. Now out for a three. No good. Over the head and taken on the far side on the rebound. And say over the head of Danny Johnson. There's Brandow missing the shot. As I talked about dialing in those first shots, sometimes getting the feel of Wells Fargo is a little bit different, even though you played here before.
Right. I mean, it's a big open environment, nothing behind the baskets. And, of course, we got two great crowds here today. It's loud in here.
Inside to Welter. Now back over to Dolphin. Dolphin throws it across the top to Simon. She'll drive baseline, kicks it inside. Dolphin couldn't handle it, or Welter rather, couldn't handle it for a minute there. And then 3 seconds in the lane.
Yeah, she just kind of got tied up. A good job by the Green Devils, just swarming on the defense in the lane there, and just kept Welter stuck in the lane trying to bobble the ball.
Looks like a little pressure here, bringing the ball up.
2-1-2.
And they break it through the middle to Danny Johnson. Back to Knutson, and then Brandow almost loses it, but Bobinette comes right up to pick it up.
So you'll see both Skylar Dolphin and Nicole McDermott very active on the top of that 2-3 zone for the Cougars, looking to get in passing lanes.
Down the lane, up, and no good. Rebound, Johnson puts it back up and draws the foul. And here's the replay on that. You see it put back up. And a 30-second timeout by Cascade. Was that?
That was on Welter.
Welter, that's what I thought, yeah.
Yes. Now, Danny Johnson coming out already. Boy, I kind of gave her the player of the game in that quarterfinal matchup against West Branch. She came out and started in the first half when the rest of the team was a little slow. She was out there working hard, getting those offensive boards, and she's done the same thing here already this morning.
And you talked about the zone coming out. A lot of times people think, well, the zone, it's an easy one. You just sit back, but not these zones. They're flowing all over the place, and that's why offensively you got to move the ball to find a gap here.
Yeah, oftentimes there's 3 different ways you can break a zone. Either shoot them out of it, quick passes back and forth to try to get the defense off balance, or dribble drive.
Danny Johnson to the line for 2. She hits that one. She's shooting 72% from the line. And we'll get the second one, hits it. Makes it a 5-2 lead. Back to a 3-point lead for Osage. Jumper from the elbow, good!
A mid-range jumper there for Abby Welter.
Welter pops it in. A little pressure, they break it, get it down. Danny Johnson now. Harass drops it into Brandow, partially blocked there by Simon, and now quickly she throws it down the other way, and Dolphin able to run it down almost a little too much on that pass. But good job by Dolphin to know where she was at and run that down. Hoffman over to McDermott. Directing traffic to go into Welter. Welter has it taken away by Sydney Brandow.
Yeah, just went to take a power dribble there, and I think it went off the side of her foot a little bit. Brandow able to come up with it.
Here's Osage. Johnson dribbles through, kicks it out for 3. Good! 3-pointer. Melanie By, yep.
Yep, Melanie By out there with those lavender shoes. She's easy to spot if you're watching the cast here.
4-point lead here for Osage. 3 minutes coming up on 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Here's a 3, short rebound. Johnson taps it back to Mia Knutson. Off the miss by Cascade. Johnson to Knutson. And they're surveying that defense. They've got Brandow in there. She gets a screen for Knutson. Here's another 3. No good this time. A little long, pulled down by McDermott. McDermott up quickly. The Skylar Dolphin. She'll take it in and decides not going to take Brandow one-on-one. Yeah. Smart play there. A little size mismatch on that one.
Absolutely.
Well, we have a substitution now, our first substitution of the day. All substitutions brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com.
So the Cougars getting ready to set up in their half-court offense here.
And we'll get you the substitutions in just a second. Kick out to Lux, and now knocked away.
Big block by Brandow there, all ball.
Brandow with the block. Here's Danny Johnson for 3, no good. Rebound comes off to McDermott. She'll push it up the floor to Dolphin. Dolphin drives under the basket, kicks it out. Over to Lux. Simon drives in, and a blocking foul, I believe, will be called on Johnson.
Yeah. Jordan Simon taking it. One of the seniors here that this is her 9th game at Wells Fargo. Saw an opening there, take it in, able to draw the charge. Or to draw the foul, sorry.
Jordan Simon to the free throw line, 64% free throw shooter, hits that one.
Looks like Abby Welter set to come back in once planning on Jordan making the free throw here.
And she will for an IMT insurance substitution.
So this is what we're going to see. This is what we want. This is what the Cougars want to do. They want to get points off turnovers.
Faith Bauer stepped in and Osage almost stole it back. Looking for those traps defensively into McDermott. She kicks it back out and a little too much, but they say it was touched by Osage. The coach doesn't think so.
Yeah, Coach Chad Erickson right in front of him. He says, I don't think she got a hand on that.
I think he thought Lux touched it as it came through, but I don't know. She had her hands up, but it was hard to tell. But the official's right there. Of course, the coach is too. But the coach always wants to go to his team.
Absolutely. That's
the way it is.
Yeah.
Over to Lux. She spins, looking, guarded there. Now gets it down low. Low pass, and then a tie-up. And that'll stay with Cascade. Good job defensively by Megan Henson.
Yeah, the Green Devils, I talked to them before their quarterfinal game the other night, and they said that they really preferred to play at night instead of playing early in the morning. But here we are early in the morning, and Osage is coming out with a pretty fast start.
Skylar Dolphin back in for an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free at imtins.com. There's the drive. She kicks it out for three. No good. Rattles around. Pulled down the rebound to Cascade. Gets it back out. Welter does. Back to Dolphin. Dolphin powers it inside to Welter. Well, we'll reverse it back over to Hoffman. Hard finding any room in the paint in there, Gina, right now.
Yeah, both teams doing a really good job with their zone defense. It's really on an offensive end, like I said, quick passes, try to catch them off balance, look to penetrate and kick.
Into McDermott, she'll drive through, pushes up, almost powered it through, but it rolls off, and the rebound comes off to Bobinette. And they'll bring it down with under 30 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Over on the left side with it, Osage. Dribbled in, back over to Henson. Now into Brandow. She drives in, triple team, so kicks it out. Here's a three, no good, short. Rebound, Henson, back up and good.
So right now those offensive rebounds are really doing a great job for Osage.
As they hit it at the buzzer to take a 4-point lead into the second quarter. We'll take a break. Come back with the second quarter after this on the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
MidAmerican Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu.
Hey fans, Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opened doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. We go to the second quarter. Osage will start with the ball and a 10-6 lead after getting it, and they call Brandow right away for 3 seconds in the lane. She was right there at the free throw line, and
I think they may have gotten Danny Johnson.
Or was it Danny Johnson?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he said 50, but maybe I was wrong.
Yeah.
Danny Johnson?
Yeah, she was kind of moving in the lane. I think Brandow, like you said, was at the free throw line.
Yeah, either way, a three-point call gives it back to Cascade. Cascade 2 of 9 from the floor here to open it up. 0 of 5 from three-point range. There's a three. Bounce, not going to get it, and the rebound put back up by McDermott.
So the outside shot still, they still haven't got it dialed in for the Cougars, but McDermott, inside being able to convert off of that offensive board.
Here comes Osage. Danny Johnson has it poked away by McDermott. Outside for three, no good. Rebound battled for in there, taken away by Osage. Still a scramble for it, and a tie-up, and that will go to Cascade as Osage started the quarter with the ball. Everybody hustling for rebounds, aren't they? You like to see that, both coaches.
I do. I like, there's a 50-50 ball out there. Get on the floor. I mean, go after it, and that's what they're doing.
Here comes McDermott to bring it up for for Cascade, rather. Dar Danielson, Gina Rogers with you here in this 2A semifinal. Winner will advance to play the winner of the West Hancock North Wind game. Down on the baseline. Back out for three. Rolls around, no good. Now 0 for 7 from three-point range, and they try to throw that one out. And it goes out of bounds back to Osage.
Yeah, so Osage really being able to, conduct their game plan here thus far. Anytime you have Cascade down, even though it's just 2 points, having them down is something that's unusual.
There's a quick pop-up, but they keep it alive. Almost knocked away by Hoffman. But they come back down with it. And Bobinette now bounce pass left side for three. No good, short rebound. Johnson turns, spins, kicks it out. Jumper, no good from the free throw line by Brandow. And they run it down on the baseline. Hoffman does. Long pass down to McDermott. She gets it in, throws it under the bucket, and it goes off the leg of Abby Welter.
So good job reeling it in there by McDermott, but off Welter. I feel like the Cougars are just a little out of kilter at this point. They just need to kind of settle down and play their game. Right now, Osage is driving.
Seems like Osage is making them, giving them that outside shot, but not letting them get anything in the lane right now, are they?
Yes.
Knocked away on the far side, but it'll stay with Osage. Good job by Jordan Simon to knock it away, but couldn't run it down in front of the Cascade bench. Knutson will get it in.
Roll it in there.
Yeah, the whole back. Whatever works, I guess. Bobinette, left wing. Now inside and up and no good. And
good defense by Welter there. She was just a wall. She stood straight. She didn't go into her and get a foul.
Right. That one down, up and good, and one. Skylar Dolphin.
And the reaction from Jordan Simon, her teammate outside the three-point arc, was like, yes, we finally got it to go,
You see the replay here, pushes it up, draws the foul.
Sometimes getting those first few shots to go down, even if it is a dribble drive, that helps your confidence. You're like, all right, now let's go. Let's go.
Bobinette with the foul. Free throw, no good. Rebounded, though, by Cascade. Knocked away. Cascade will keep it. Here's a three that's partially blocked, I think. Brandow then blocks it underneath and keeps it alive. And then a timeout called, 30-second timeout called by Osage as you had the double team on the baseline.
Yeah,
So,
and you said it, Dar. The Osage is really doing a great job inside. They're just not letting the Cougars get anything on the inside in the paint.
yeah, they're not letting them drive, and they're, okay, well, let's you shoot it outside because, too, they know they got Brandau, and when they're packed in there tight, their chances of getting a rebound on the miss are a lot better.
Yeah, Brandau is, from a height advantage, probably Welter and Jordan are close, but Brandau is so strong, and she just really, she goes up hard. And Danny Johnson, too. Between the two of them, they're a good rebounding tandem.
And you kind of thought, they missed that free throw to take the lead, but as you said, they made that bucket and they've tied it up here. And if Osage can come back and kind of keep Cascade from getting on a little run where they take the lead, I think Cascade was on the verge there, taking the momentum, but Osage then stopped them here.
I agree. Osage is, like I said, I feel like they're executing their game plan.
They've been pressing Cascade, and so far Osage has been able to break it pretty well.
Yep, no concerns.
Up to Johnson. There's an open three. Rolls around out, no good. Brandau right in there to try to get the rebound, and I think she'll draw the foul instead.
Yep, got in there just a hair late and got pretty aggressive with it. So, yeah, that's going to be her first.
Well, if we told you Cindy Brandau would have no points here, but it's a tie ball game, I think Osage would be all right with that at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got others that, that can contribute as well, and that's really what they want because they know that Brandau's a lot of times going to get the best defense on her.
McDermott inside. Turn it around, looking for it, kicks it back out to Dolphin. Now back into Welter. Welter drives up and rolls around the cylinder and out. Man, 11.
Yeah, that's a frustrating one.
Cascade yet to score here in the second quarter. They scored right at the buzzer at the end of the first. Now that one taken away by Abby Welter. Welter will push it up the floor, finds McDermott down, up against Brandau. No good. Brandau rolls down the rebound and a foul. I believe that'll go against Welter.
Yeah, she just as the rebound came down, she got her on the arm. So I had a feeling that McDermott wasn't going to back down there from Brandau. She'd go at her. But she certainly was able to alter the shot of McDermott.
First foul on Welter, second team foul on Cascade. Really just 5 fouls called so far here as we're halfway through the second quarter. There's a three again, this time it's short. McDermott gets the rebound, comes right off to her. But you see a lot of green jerseys get back right away. Dolphin dribbles in, kicks it out for three, short. Oh, knocked out long. And then Henson gets a bad bounce off her foot. And now here's Osage with it.
Set up in their offense.
Johnson goes across court, gets it through the arms there. Hand on a McDermott, tries to save it off. She does save it. I think she was trying to save it off the Osage player, but it worked out okay. She got it to Allie Hoffman. Here's a three, in and out again. Man, Cascade cannot buy a three here.
We might need to check that basket at halftime, see if there's a lid on it.
We tied at 10-10 here through the second quarter. Cascade has scored 4, and Osage hasn't scored yet here. Cross court, down on the post, now back out, and take it away. Skylar Dolphin that time. Defensive play.
Very quick, able to jump in the passing lane and tip it out, get it to one of her teammates.
Cascade looking for their first lead of the day. Dolphin with it. Guarded by Henson. They'll rotate it around. On the drive, McDermott goes down. Trying to find something. She shoots it! Oh my goodness! Laying on the floor on her back, and she puts it up through. Oh! I've seen everything now. Let's shut it down and go home.
That's Nicole McDermott, folks. She's a baller.
Back to Brandau. Gets it blocked by Simon. Back the other way. Johnson taps it away.
Yeah, Coach Erickson for the Osage Green Devils says, I'm stopping this right now.
On her back, shoots it up and good.
Without traveling, on the floor.
Here's the replay.
Yeah, watch this,
Watch
folks.
this. Here she is. Turn around. I can't call a timeout. Let's just shoot it. It's up. It's good!
That's awesome. That ESPN might need to see that for their highlights.
Let's take a break. You're watching the Girls State Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here at the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Dar Danielson, Gina Rogers. Cascade has gone ahead with the shot on the floor laying on her back. She was either going to get traveling 3 seconds or a tie-up, and she had nowhere to go, so just shoot it, and it went in.
That shows you how strong she is,
Yeah.
how tough she is. Never say give up, just keep fighting.
Well, here's Osage trailing for the first time today, and the pressure ratcheted up. Knutson now for Osage. Johnson inside, Brandau, bounce pass up underneath, and good.
Good ball movement there by the Green Devils.
Libby Schwaman with the bucket. Tied again, and that's the first bucket of the second half for Osage, and we're tied at 12.
And also bench points for Osage. Schwaman coming off the bench.
Here's Cascade. Outside, McDermott. McDermott dribbles in, crosses over, stops, now kicks it back out. There's a three, no good, and Cascade is still yet to hit a three.
Let's see if they're going to get who they're going to get on that. They're going to get Danny Johnson? Nope. Oh, they're going to, no. That's right.
Abby Welter.
Yeah.
And that's her second.
That's her third, actually.
Her
yeah.
third?
Yeah, she got the very first foul of the game. Yeah.
And we get an INT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free at imtins.com. Knutson dribbles it all the way through, gets it up ahead to Bobinette. Now gets it back. Final minute of the first half, tied 12. Lob inside. Kicks it back over. No good. Rebound battle for. They got her trapped down there, McDermott, and then they call the foul.
We get Danny Johnson on that one. Yeah. So that's just her first. No, that's her second.
Yep.
So 2 on Johnson.
And just 4 team fouls, so really nobody even getting close to the bonus right now. And Cascade brings it up. Here's McDermott. Inside, now back out. Dolphin back out to McDermott for 3, no good. And the rebound comes down and kept alive there by Libby Schwalman. Here's Osage, a chance to take the lead into the halftime locker room as we wind down to about 10 seconds. Here's a 3, no good. Everybody's gone cold now from the outside.
McDermott just making sure none of the Green Devils could get a handle on that. Lets it roll out of bounds.
Cascade 0 of 12 from three-point range. Osage 2 of 11.
20%.
And now 4.8 seconds to go. They lob it up to Dolphin. Dolphin dribbles through, kicks it over for 3. Oh, rattles down and out. That was almost the first 3 at the buzzer. But we're tied here as Cascade outscores them 6-2 in the second quarter. But we're tied up 12-12. We'll take a break, come back with some halftime stats and talk here. You're watching the Girls State Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
They say Buena Vista University is in the middle of a bunch of fields.
Hey guys, wait up!
Game on.
They say our idea of fun is morning tea and afternoon tea
and anytime tea.
And we hang out like bumps on a log.
They say Storm Lake, Iowa isn't in the center of the action. And when we study, we're not exactly grounded.
But you know what we say.
You gotta see it to believe it.
It's game day. Brisket smoking. The stakes are huge. Full rack, baby back. Fired up, quarter pound. Fast pass, dribble down. Slam dunk. Buzzers beat.
Victory goes to Fairway, the champion of me.
With new Casey's Rewards, you can turn pizza into school donations. Download the Casey's app and earn points you can turn into donations to the schools you care about most. Or turn points into Casey's Cash or fuel discounts. Start earning more ways to give and get a little more good. Casey's Rewards. Points for school, points for you, points for fuel, points for good. Now at Casey's, our delicious handmade taco pizza is just $13.99. Casey's, here for good.
At Waldorf University, we are warriors. On campus and online. In the classroom and on the field. Our work today will power tomorrow, continuing a rich tradition started in 1903. And once you're one of us, you forever are. Waldorf University, we are warriors.
Welcome back to Wells Fargo Arena. It's the girls' state basketball tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and powered by Mid-American Energy. Dar Danielson here. Joining me is Chuck Britton. He oversees the officials for the state. And let's talk a little bit, first of all, the officials that are chosen to do these state tournament games. How does that work?
Each year, coaches across the state get to send in recommendations for the officials they think are the top officials. And then the most recommendations that people get, we utilize those to send out our supervisors and observers to watch games during the season, and then we pick 60 from a group of about 800.
I see. And you say the observers, they go out and they watch games, and what are they looking for out of officials when they're doing games during the regular season?
They're looking for their proper mechanics, they're looking for their judgment, they're looking for, do they hustle, do they work hard, do they communicate well? Those are the big things, and we have a lot of really good officials in Iowa.
Yeah, and I know officials that get a lot of course, fans always complaining that, and I know I do a little soccer refereeing, and it seems like soccer, they don't know the rules so much, but I know in basketball and football, everybody thinks they know the rules because they've watched those sports forever, and you get more concerns from people in those sports probably.
Very true. Yep, very true. The closer they are with bringing their kids up and coaching their own kids, the more they tend to know about the game and voice their opinions.
When they come out here and they put on the stripes and the whistle, they don't just do that and show up at the game. They go through a lot of training and a lot of work to prepare, don't they?
They do. We have preseason clinics and camps in the summer where they'll go and officiate and be observed by people like myself and across the state. And then we have a pregame here that starts for the two games here this morning. We had an 8:30 pregame. Everybody was here, and we went through some of the things we want covered and handled, and for the most part, the officiating has been pretty good, I think.
Any major changes, in the rules here recently that we've seen that you?
No, not really. Nothing major. The 3-point arc, of course, that keeps kind of adjusting from time to time, although it's been pretty much the same for a while. And just the physicality of the game has picked up. The girls are bigger, stronger, faster, and it creates some incidental contact more so than it used to.
Yeah, and then officials kind of read that, don't they? I mean, because just because you're a bigger player and run into somebody doesn't necessarily mean that's a foul, because it's all about space and who was there first and that kind of thing. Isn't it?
Yeah, we try to utilize the contact rule of does it affect their read, their speed, quickness, balance, and rhythm, And if it doesn't do any of those things, that's considered incidental contact.
Let's talk about it. You're always, I know, we're looking for officials in all sports now, and the guys I talk to and the women, they generally enjoy it because you get out there and you're doing something for the community, you're helping out, and I think the bad stuff is few and far between sometimes. The good things that you get out of it for officials is a lot outweighs some of that, doesn't it?
Yeah, very much so. I'd say 95% of it is really, really good. I think sometimes people forget that all of these people that are refereeing high school basketball have day jobs. They have families at home, and they're taking their night out to go referee the game so we can actually have the games.
So if somebody's interested in officiating in any sport, how do they go about doing that?
Best thing to do is contact the Girls High School Athletic Union or the Iowa High School Athletics Association. I'm the referee coordinator for both organizations, and get in touch with me and I'll get you to the right place. A lot of local communities have officiating organizations that will help you and help you get better and kind of get you pointed in the right direction.
And there's some different levels too. I mean, through all levels of whether it be junior high and up, schools need officials to do games. So you might say, well, I can't race down the floor with these high school kids, but maybe you want to go, do some other games. There's a lot of opportunity, isn't there?
Absolutely, a lot of junior high stuff, JV, freshman stuff. It's just a lot of fun, and a lot of officials who have retired from doing varsity games are working junior high games in their local towns.
So what is the call when you're laying on your back in the lane? You got to get it off before 3 seconds.
Got to get it off before 3 seconds, and she nailed it.
Hey, who wants some cookies?
All right, Chuck Britton here. He supervises the officials. If you're interested, check it out because it's something you can do and help out here. Thanks a lot, Chuck, for joining us.
Thank you.
We're at halftime here. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more of the Girls State Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Crowded lecture halls? Not anymore. Southwestern Community College is a different place. It's where we break from traditional college to do what's best for your career. It's about teaching the way you learn, having fun along the way, and giving you the experience you need for what comes next. A job and an income in as little as 1 year. That's why you go to college in the first place. Southwestern Community College. Your career starts here. Check out SWC's career-related programs at swciowa.edu/yourcareer.
It's game day. Brisket smoking. The stakes are huge. Full rack, baby back. Fired up, quarter pound. Fast pass, dribble down. Slam dunk. Buzzers beat.
Victory goes to Fairway, the champion of meat.
Believe it when I know yeah, we going high. Gotta climb to the top, but we're never gonna stop. When I know yeah, we going high. We're going high.
Hey, Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu.
Des Moines. The S's are silent. Our city is buzzing. Catch what you've been missing today.
At the Girls State Tournament, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, Dar Daniels, Gina Rogers, halftime here. Let's take a quick look at the stats. And not an offensive explosion, 12-12 in that first half for Osage. They were shooting 18% from the floor, 18%, 2 of 11 from three-point range. They hit both their free throws. For Cascade, 25% from the floor, 0 of 13 from three-point range, and 2 of 3 from the free throws. Rebounds about the same, Gina, 19 to 18. Turnovers, 5 to 6. So Cascade had 5 steals to 2. So everything is pretty, like the score indicates, low scoring and pretty even. And the highlight reel of the night so far was the Nicole McDermott on her back shot there. But let's go into the locker rooms quickly on both sides. For Osage, what's Coach saying to them there at halftime?
Well, for Osage, I think you got to be pretty happy. I mean, you haven't dug yourself a hole. You got a good start. You've got you're even with the number 1 ranked team in the state in your class, undefeated Cascade. And so you just keep pushing. You just keep doing what you're doing. Look to continue to get the ball inside. If you can't, kick it outside, and keep that stingy defense going.
Cascade, then, what do they do? What kind of adjustments they make?
So the thing that I anticipate that they heard in the locker room was Jordan Simon told me last night that Coach Sconza says, this is a simple game, girls. We need to put the round ball in the hole. And I have a feeling they heard that in there. Their defense is doing what their defense does, but they haven't been able to get shots to fall. So I think that they were going to look to get the round ball in the hole here.
And I think 0 for 13 from long range, but once they hit one of those outside shots, maybe that's going to start rolling for them.
I agree.
Finding it inside has been tough because of that tight defense inside there.
I agree.
Osage will start out the second half here with the ball. Osage, Cascade outscored Osage in the second quarter, 6-2 to tie it up. And here we get started. Same starters for both teams. Knutson with it. Over to By, now back around inside to Brandow. Johnson drives in, throws it up top. Now back down to Johnson, kicks it out. On the drive and knocked away. Another steal by Cascade.
Yeah, Melanie By loses the handle.
McDermott, Hoffman, Dolphin, Simon, and Welter. The starters here, you see them in white for Cascade with the ball now. Into McDermott. She tried to bounce pass it through there, but a little kick saved by Brandow.
Yeah, it looks like it went off her ankle.
Yeah. They'll inbound it. Drives baseline, throws it over to Hoffman. Now back up top, rotated around. McDermott. See the. Are they in a man now?
They're still.
It's still zone, but they're just coming out a little more. Yep.
Right, they're stretching it out.
They spread that zone out so well. Over to Simon. Back over to Dolphin. Inside, McDermott kind of got a bad dribble there, and jump ball be called. That'll stay with Cascade.
So McDermott saw a little opening there, tried to slice through there.
I don't know if that caught a shoe or something, but the bounce back up to her came up a little awkward.
Yes, it did.
And she wasn't able to pull it up and shoot. And now that one will stay with Cascade as Hoffman comes down to try to take the pass. There is not a lot of room in the paint to move,
I was just going to say, we've talked about it a lot, but it's really the case. They're really packing in the paint.
Here's a three, McDermott. Good!
She turned and looked right away at Skylar Dolphin and said, let's go. That's, like you said, the confidence. Get one to fall. And
Cascade's first lead of the ball game here. Comes with 6:40 to play. There's a back the other way, Johnson for three.
Danny Johnson says, hey, I can do that too.
Don't tell me we're going to have a scoring fest breakout in the second.
Hey, we'll see. We'll see it all here.
Third tie now, 15-15, and then Brandow takes it away. McDermott trying to get it back from her, but gets it off to Knutson. Knutson will take it back up at the top. Over the wing. Knutson for three, no good. Rebound, Johnson puts it back up, can't get it to go. Back up and one.
So 2 offensive boards, and she gets it on the third try. So, that's a stat that I don't keep here, and I'm not sure if we get it on the official, but second chance points have been very big here for Osage.
You'll see here Danny Johnson powers up through and then gets a free throw to get the old-fashioned three-point play and put Osage back up by 3 here. Johnson with 5 points. Cascade working with it. Simon. McDermott pull up in the lane, gets a block by Brandow.
They have to adjust their shot to get it up a little higher to get it over her reach. That's a long reach.
Yeah. Now almost take it away. Dolphin goes to the backcourt, looking for Brandow down there, knocked away, or excuse me, Johnson down there, and it's knocked away.
Yeah, Allie Hoffman, great job just getting it at the last minute to keep that ball away from Danny Johnson because she was open. She would have scored.
Both of these defenses are so quick, though, to react. Here's the lob into Johnson. Little jumper, no good. Rebound pulled down by Hoffman for Cascade. Here come the Cougars. Trailing by 3. It's been the biggest lead, I think, 4 was the biggest lead. Dolphin with it. Back to Simon. Over to Welter. Welter will dribble through the middle. Back over. Now back inside. Goes up, tries to split the defenders, but Brandow blocks it.
Tried to draw a foul there and just didn't get it. Nice clean block by Brandow.
Quickly down the other way, a 3, no good. Brandow pulls off the rebound, kicks it back out. They'll rotate it back over to Dolphin. There's Simon now in there. Right side, back over top. Looking for Brandow. If you get it in the post, you're going to have to get it in quick. Here's a 3. He rolls out, no good. Johnson battling for the rebound there with Simon.
Jordan Simon and Danny Johnson really fighting in there.
And
Simon got the last foul. Did she just get a...
Now they're going to call held ball, right?
Okay,
so it'll be
good.
Osage's ball, and we'll have a couple substitutions here. Brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com.
Good. That was a good held ball. I'm glad they didn't call a foul there because
into Johnson. Yep. And now take it away, but a foul called.
Yep, they're going to get Melanie By reaching in there after she lost the ball.
Melanie By's first foul and the first team foul.
So Libby Schwaman coming in off the bench, and she's had some really good minutes off the bench for the Green Devils.
Yeah, she's played well for them. Here's Cascade. Lux back in there too for Cascade. Up over the top, and a travel called as Welter hesitated a minute as the defense rushed at her. And now another IMT Insurance substitution is Hoffman and McDermott back in after a quick rest. And Osage hanging on to that 3-point lead with the ball. Here's Brandow for 3, short. Rebound by Johnson, put back up, no good. Battle for the board in there. Johnson goes down, and it's pulled out of there by McDermott. Cascade trying to break, but Osage gets back. Bounce past McDermott baseline. She drives, kicks it out, rotated around. Drive penetration, no good, and pulled down over there by Welter. Here's a 3, good by Jordan Simon.
So that's again off that offensive board. They're big. Offensive boards are big in this game.
Tied again. Here 18 all. Under 3 minutes to play in the third. Brandow at the elbow, drives in, kicks it out to Johnson. McDermott slaps it away, but Dolphin picks it up. Johnson for 3, quick shot, no good. Rebound pulled down by Cascade.
Well, McDermott going to walk it down, set up their offense, looks over at Coach Sconza. He's yelling 4. From Cascade, you know what that is, maybe.
Get it off to Hoffman. And I think I mixed up my 4s down there. That was Knutson, not Dolphin.
Yeah.
On the other end.
A lot of ball games going on here this week, folks.
Yeah. There's a jumper in the lane, and it's partially blocked. I think Knutson got a piece of that again.
And the Green Devils just able to get the stop. Being able to keep stopping them on defense.
And nobody's gotten anything but maybe a 2-3 point run here in this ball game. Lob inside. Brandau backs in, up and good. That's one of the first times we've seen her do that.
Right. And she's hard to stop once she gets the ball on the block. I mean, she just is in. She's so strong.
And her first points of the day. Gives Osage a 2-point lead. And there's a blocking foul on Danny Johnson.
Yeah, just a little bit of contact there, but it was right in front of the official.
That'll be her third.
And that could be an impact for Osage because she's quite a player on the floor, does a lot of things, especially, I've called her name several times for those offensive putbacks.
So we'll have a couple of IMT substitutions here. Melanie Bai is back in for Osage, as is Henson. There's a drive and a foul. Simon drives.
Going in strong. Looks like they got Schwaman for that one, maybe?
Maybe Schwaman. Yep. That'll be her first. Jordan Simon to the free throw line. Misses that
one. Jordan Simon, one of those seniors that have got the 97 win, 8 loss record for these Cascade seniors over their 4 years.
And misses 2 there, 2 of 5 from the free throw line for her, but the rebound comes off to Cascade. Lux. The drive is short, and I think Brandau altered that one again.
I agree. 100% agree on that.
Now here comes Knutson. Back up top.
Cascade fans wanted to travel there on Knutson. Didn't get it.
Bai to Knutson, and back over to Bai. Skip over the top. Henson. Back over again. Under a minute into Brandau. She bounce passes it down and double teamed in the block in there, and I think Simon kind of got a hand on top of the ball.
Yeah, and Dolphin was right there also. A good no call by the officials.
Yeah, Schwaman went up. Almost too close to pass to Schwaman there with Brandau. Where you're that close in on the block, you might as well try it yourself. But McDermott, they rotate it around. Lux now inside of McDermott. She's going against Brandau. Kicks it out. Down the lane, back kicked out again to Simon. Simon drives, tries to go up underneath and can't get by Brandau. And now trouble getting the ball back, and there's going to be a foul called, I think, on Knutson.
Yeah. Great hustle there by Skylar Dolphin. She and Jordan Simon staying back, and you kind of hesitate sometimes and think, oh, don't get a foul down there. But if you can be as aggressive and get the ball back, you got it back down and you're into the court.
It's another IMT substitution. So it goes from Osage would have had a chance to come down and go for one here at the end of the quarter, but now Cascade under their bucket. They lob it in the middle. Simon blocked by Brandau. Now the race to the other end. All the way down, stops, kicks it out. 5 seconds. Johnson short, rebounded, back out for three, no good. That would have counted, but instead, we'll go to the fourth quarter, 2018. I think you want to hang on, Gina. This is going to be a good one.
We got a ball game, folks.
You're watching the Girls State Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise, and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
With new Casey's Rewards, you can turn pizza into school donations. Download the Casey's app and earn points you can turn into donations to the schools you care about most. Or turn points into Casey's Cash or fuel discounts. Start earning more ways to give and get a little more good. Casey's Rewards. Points for school, points for you, points for fuel, points for good. Now at Casey's, our delicious handmade taco pizza is just $13.99. Casey's, here for good.
Hey, Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu.
Hey fans, a reminder, Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600. That means a college experience that opens doors for a lifetime, now more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. Dar Danielson, Gina Rogers, we go to the fourth quarter. Osage hanging on to a 2-point lead. Cascade starts with the ball in the white, into McDermott. Down the lane, kicks it out. Welter drives, kicks it almost over the head of Skylar Dolphin. Now back in, Welter. Up and good by Welter. One of the few times they've been able to get the ball in the paint there.
Yeah, and get it over to the opposite side of where Brandau's at and be able to score.
Another tie here, 20-20. Welter with 4 points. Rotated over for three. Good by Bobinette.
Ellie Bobinette pumps her fist. The crowd's on their feet.
Every time Cascade ties it up, Osage seems to go back up, and there's now a turnover.
Yeah, that was just Allie Hoffman just took her eye off the ball and lost the handle right there in the corner. Unforced turnover.
Minute gone in the fourth quarter. Osage with the ball and a 3-point lead. Trying to trap up top. Osage has been really good at breaking that pressure. Not too many turnovers off the trap, Gina.
Yeah, really haven't had any problems with that at all.
Over to Melanie Bai, back to Knutson. Bai will put up the three. Good! The kiss off the glass and good. Back-to-back threes by Osage. Biggest lead of the game at 6. Time for Cascade to respond here.
Yeah, Cascade needs a bucket. But that's going to be the fourth on Danny Johnson.
No, he's calling it the other way. Offensive
It's going to be
push.
the fourth on Abby Welter then.
Yeah, they said she pushed as Johnson came in, I guess, to make the steal. And Cascade wants a timeout, a full timeout. We'll take a break. You're watching the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here at the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, powered by MidAmerican Energy. Dar Danielson, Gina Rogers. Cascade called a timeout after 2 straight threes by Osage. Gina, what's the talk over there, Coach Sconza?
Well, I mean, one of the keys to their game is they had to defend the three-point line. And so the fact that they gave up those 2 threes right away, I'm sure Coach Sconza reminded them of that. And the other thing is, you know, they got to get the balls. They got to find the hoop. They got to get in there, and they can't keep going directly at Bobinow or at Brandau because she's going to knock it away. So you're going to have to make a move to get around her.
Here's Knutson over to Johnson. Far side. They'll rotate it to Brandau. Johnson into Brandau, down the lane, kicks it out for 3. No good. Johnson almost. She did poke it out of there. What a stretch there by her.
Danny Johnson is just a machine on those offensive boards.
She got a long wingspan, too. That showed there. Into Brandau. Up into the post one a few times. She's had that today. Got 4 points now.
So that's something that Cascade's going to have to stop. They've kept her silent, pretty quiet this whole game. They can't let her turn it on in the fourth quarter.
Biggest lead of the game for Osage. 8 points here. Down. Kicked it over. Jumper baseline, no good. Rebound, Brandau.
One and done for the Cascade Cougars.
Poked away from behind, but right there to pick it up is Bai, and they get it back to Knutson. There's a 3. Good by Ellie Bobinette. Timeout. Cascade, the lead is ballooned to 11.
Yeah. Full timeout.
We'll take a break. Be back Well, let's see the replay first. Here's the three. Up and good. You're watching the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here at the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, Osage hit 2 of 6 threes in the first half. They've hit 4 here now, 6 of 22 from three-point range. Overall just shooting 27%, but Cascade 23%. Cascade just 2 of 15 from three-point range. And Osage just scrambling and just a little step faster here right now, Gina.
I would absolutely agree with that. And if you're Cascade, you got to turn up the energy level right now. Turn up the intensity right now. With this 5 minutes left in the game, you got to go.
Cascade dumps it inside to Hoffman. Now back out on the drive. Over to McDermott, up and no good.
Now off the front of the rim, a little short.
And it'll go out. It was touched by Osage.
So I expect the Cougars to stay calm, but they really need to keep that intensity ratcheted up to match the intensity that Osage has right now.
Yeah, they've outscored them 11-2 here in the fourth quarter. Try to lob it inside, knocked away from behind by Brandow. It's going to be tied up, and that will go to Osage.
You know, we can say, Brandow's only got 4 points on the scoreboard right now, but man, on the defensive end, she has really been tough today.
She's not given up many points inside, and she's also had a hand and altered a lot of balls. You're right. Danny Johnson comes down, takes it in, and offensive.
Yeah.
Yep.
She was out of control.
Yep. That'll be the fourth on Danny Johnson for Osage. And she's been a big factor. Do you take her out right now with 4:48 to go, or?
Danny Johnson, a junior, I don't know. I think she's so important. You maybe try to let her play. This is why I wasn't a good head coach. I was never a head coach because I can't make those decisions.
Yeah, those are the
well.
tough ones you got to make. Into Simon. Simon over to Bauer. And McDermott, on the line.
You got to know where you're at on the floor here. That's uncharacteristic for Nicole McDermott.
Abby Welter coming in for an IMT substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free at imtins.com.
Nicole McDermott been sick for a solid week leading up to the tournament here. She practiced just for the full practice on Monday.
Schwaman back in also for Osage. She's been a great player off the bench for them today.
She made a big difference in that quarterfinal game as well.
Leading by 11 with the ball knocked out of bounds by Simon. We talked about the experience factor early. Osage, no pressure on them. They're not expected to get to the title game. Cascade, they are, so sometimes you can play like you don't have anything to lose.
You're right, and I kind of feel that way with the Green Devils right now.
And there's a foul by Skylar Dolphin.
Yeah, momentum. She just couldn't stop.
And they've only that'll be the third team foul, so they can give up a few here. They're going to have to, because if they have to go into a fouling mode late, they still have 4 to give.
Yeah.
Before Osage is shooting.
And Dolphin just kind of went, whoops.
Kind of hustle foul, too.
Yeah,
she was trying to hustle over. Now up on her again. We'll see if they might play a little pressure. Schwaman with it. Looks to Brandow cutting baseline. Now they kick it out for 3. Rolls around, no good. Rebound comes off to Simon. And here comes Cascade. Halfway through the fourth quarter, they're trailing by 11. Trying to get back to the title game. Won it in 2018. We're in the semifinals in 2019. Dermott drives, kicks it to Simon. Dolphin. Over to McDermott. They're trying to find her some space over there.
Yeah, absolutely. McDermott is the one you want to have her hands on the ball at critical times of the game. But
Simon launches a 3 short, slapped out of there, picked up by Dolphin. She somehow keeps her feet, gets it off. Now Welter drives. And McDermott shot no good. Battle for it. And it'll be a tie-up. That'll stay with Cascade this time.
So the Cougars scrappy here on the offensive end, trying to keep the ball alive. But still the shots, they're just, they're coming off the front of the rim, it seems like. And I don't know if that's legs. I know the girls said that the bus ride up, they came up last night. The bus ride up is a rough ride. They stop in Grinnell and practice, but they said they're always sore when they get here. So
another IMT insurance substitution, and a little bit of it too, trying to push it quickly because you don't get many open looks here.
Absolutely, yeah. The defense for the Green Devils has been great.
Lob it into Welter, hands it off to McDermott. There's a three by Dolphin, off no good. Rebound by Danny Johnson on the far side for the Green Devils, and there's a foul by Dolphin.
Another hustle foul, trying to go for that ball.
And that's just her second, and again, they still have a few to give here. With 3 minutes, they're going to have to start fouling a little bit to try to put Cascade at the line. They get it in. Over to Brandow. She'll dribble across. Looks up the floor. And knocked away. It'll stay with Osage.
Yeah, and that was Abby Welter there. Knocked it away.
So Cascade, 2 timeouts left. They have 4 team fouls. And we've been stuck on 11 here for a long time. The lead for Osage, rather. And a timeout Osage wants to talk it over in this final 2:45. Stick with us, the 2A semi here. We'll be back after this. We're watching the Girls State Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Better believe it when I know we going high. Gotta climb to the top, but we're never gonna stop. When I know we going high. We're going high.
Here at the Girls State Basketball Tournament, Osage leading Cascade, the number 4 seed, leading the number 1 seed here, 31-20. Osage took a timeout. And coming up, we'll talk about our Casey's General Stores player of the game. And they're going to try to run a little time off right now, and that goes out of bounds to Cascade. Gina, I think Brandow has got to be, just 4 points, but we talked about it. The stuff she's done inside defensively, rebounding and everything, she would be our Casey's player of the game.
Yeah, just her defensive ability this game. She's really altered a lot of shots and shots that Cascade might have normally made. She made it not happen, so.
Fans, Casey's General Stores, proud to sponsor the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and today's player of the game. Casey's is at the heart of many Iowa communities, cheering on our local teams and fans, making sure there's pizza ready, win or lose. Sign up for Casey's Rewards. Here's the 3 short, comes off to Osage. Rewards program that gives back by letting you redeem points for Casey's cash, fuel discounts, or donations to local schools.
So Jordan Simon and Nicole McDermott in there with Mia Knutson, able to tie the ball up. Possession stays with the Green Devils.
Thanks for covering me while
you got it.
Because you got to get Casey's plug in there.
And Casey's Pizza. You made me hungry.
I know, me too.
Pizza.
We're getting toward lunchtime, aren't we? Down to Johnson. She'll put it up and good. Lead to 13. Cascade's got to hit some points and quickly. Driving and a foul.
They're going to get Brandow. That's just her first foul. The defense she's played this game, and that being her first foul with 1:55 left in the game, that's impressive. Or actually, sorry, her second
it's actually
foul.
her second
but
foul.
Still.
But yeah, you're right. It still is. Well, you think the tallest players sometimes they come in and they get a lot of those pushing, but she's been adept at coming in and knocking the ball away as the 2 free throws by Dolphin. but really played good defense.
Yep, no body, no hand touches. Good steal there by Jordan Simon.
McDermott stopped, looking for somewhere to go with it. And now Cascade will have to call a timeout. That'll leave them with just one.
Yep. Actually, they called that foul on Mia Knudsen.
Oh, they called the timeout.
Reaching
wow,
in.
okay.
Yeah, reaching in. But you're right. Coach Gonzo was right there ready to call that timeout if he needed to.
So for Knudsen, just her second. McDermott to go to the line. She has 9 points today, averaging about 16. And hits that one. They've done a good job of identifying her defensively, haven't they?
They really have. I mean, I know we just keep harping on it, but it's true. The defense of the Green Devils today has made a huge difference. I mean, Cascade known for defense. We expected that out of them. But, boy, what a game plan that the Green Devils have been able to execute here this morning.
So made free throw, lets them set up the press, and Brandow takes it and gets the foul. Hoffman.
Allie Hoffman, the only underclassman in the starting lineup for the Cougars. She's a sophomore, so we'll see her again next year.
They get it back into Brandow, and another foul, as that's will be the 6th team foul, so they got one more to give. That's the problem. Sometimes you play good defense on the other end and you get down and you're trailing, then you got to get a lot of fouls to catch up to give yourself a chance there to get him to the line.
Just got a good look there at Sydney Brandow. She's walking in front of it. She's got a big scratch on her face.
Yeah, she turns in a late grab there by Skylar Dolphin. Brandow will come down shooting 67.5% from the free throw line.
So this will be important to be able to step up and make those free throws.
Again, our Casey's player of the game today. And
Gets it
she
to fall.
Hits it, puts the lead back up to double digits.
This is a surprise. I'm surprised. This is not what I expected. The Green Devils just really, like you said, they've got nothing to lose. They just came out here and they're going for it.
Misses the second one down the lane, up and good.
Yeah, and Sydney Brandow just kind of let her go. Didn't want to pick up the foul there.
Timeout called by Cascade with 1:28 to play. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take a break too. You're watching the Girls State Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, powered by Mid-American Energy.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
At the Girls State Basketball Tournament, Class 2A semifinal, the winner will advance to play in the title game Saturday at 5 o'clock. Right now, Osage sitting with an 8-point lead, 1:28 to play. Cascade has one timeout left, both teams in the bonus. Cascade will inbound under their own basket.
Full court pressure here by the Cougars.
And they foul Brandow again. She made 1 of 2 last time down, her only 2 free throw attempts today. She has 5 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. I don't know how many, didn't say blocks on there, but she's had several blocks too today.
We should get those in the final stats. We'll know how many she's had.
Hits it there, ups the lead once again, 35-26.
Now, speaking of stats, the stat crew for the IGHSAU is one of the recipients of a prestigious award this year. So that stat crew's got a lot of years behind them working here at the state tournament. So we appreciate all they do.
There's a 3, no good. It'll go out. And those are some of the behind-the-scenes people that you don't see a lot or hear a lot about, but they put in a lot of time to make this a great event that it is.
Yeah, and some of them are volunteers. Some of them have been here 30 and 40 years.
So McDermott fouls Danny Johnson right away, and she's hitting 72% from the free throw line, 3 of 3 today. She'll come down here with a chance to extend the lead. She hits it. That gives her 11 points on the day. Her contributions have gone well beyond those points too. A number of times she's knocked that rebound back out of there.
Yeah, she's just scrappy.
Yeah.
She's just scrappy. She's just always in the action and getting her hands on the ball.
Dermott drops it back to Simon. Cascade needs some points in a hurry. Back in. No good. Rebound pulled down and a quick foul against Johnson.
And if that's Welter, that's going to be. Nope, it's okay.
Who did they call that?
Danny Johnson will shoot 2.
I missed it. I thought they were going to count. I kept watching Welter.
Allie Hoffman.
Okay.
As Johnson hits the free throw. Danny Johnson hits the second one. Now 7-7 from the line for Danny Johnson. And Cascade or Osage on the verge of heading to the finals. There's a 3 though. Nicole McDermott isn't going to concede it yet.
They'll keep playing.
And a foul.
Excuse me.
On Brandow.
Well, talking about it, the Green Devils are certainly feeling it at this point, but Cascade, man, they've had a good run, great team, great group of kids. Nicole McDermott going on to the University of Dubuque to continue her basketball career.
Brandow now 4 of 5 at the line with 8 points. And hits the second one.
Timeout,
Osage takes a timeout.
It's going to be a 30.
A 30-second timeout, so.
Another thing that Osage happened that didn't really get a chance to get it in earlier, but I think it's important to mention, Mia Knutson, their point guard, she's one of only the second 5-on-5 player in Iowa that reached the milestone of 200 assists and 200 steals. So that's quite an impressive feat there for Knutson, being able to find the open player, get the ball to them, and then creating some turnovers. Now, not necessarily the role she's played here at the state tournament, but certainly one that she's played in her career up to this point.
And I believe, wasn't Sydney and Sammy's mom played in the 1992 state championship for Osage? So a little bit of history there.
Absolutely.
With the Iowa girl.
Some family tradition.
Dolphin for 3 is good. Down to 10. Pressure. They get it in.
Quick foul.
To Danny Johnson. And Danny Johnson's been money at the free throw line today, 7 of 7.
Well, I say this in about every broadcast, so I'm going to go ahead and say it again. I mean, free throws are important. So just like now, if the game's tied, if the game's coming down, you're going to get fouled. You need to be able to go up and shoot those free throws and get them to go down with confidence.
8 of 8, looking for 9 of 9 from the free throw line. There it is. Danny Johnson, 16 points. Here's Cascade with it, trailing by 12. There's a 3 off, no good. Rebound by Johnson. She'll get fouled again. And I think we can pretty well say this will do it.
Yeah, I think that might be the case.
As Osage will advance to play at 5 o'clock tomorrow against the winner of West Hancock North Lynn, a game coming up right after this one.
Be sure and stay with us for that next game, folks. That'll be a good one also.
Johnson hits the free throw. Now substitutions here for Cascade, brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free at imtins.com. And quickly getting the warm-ups off over at the Osage bench because you want to get into a state tournament game here.
Absolutely. You want to get your players in. And for Cascade, those 4 seniors coming off, Welter, Simon, Dolphin, McDermott, big hand from their crowd.
Katie Smith, Ainsley Brooker, Cabry Sullivan in there. Also Victoria Swarting. As Johnson hits a free throw, she'll go out. And in for her is Ainsley Dodd. And I miss anybody there? Let's see. Brooklyn Hallbach is back in. As Osage students on their feet, going to count it down to a championship berth here. There's a three, no good. Rebound, pull down. They'll run it out. That'll do it. Osage advances to the title matchup tomorrow night at 5 o'clock.
Cascade 32.
It's a difficult time. The exuberance from the winning team and just the crestfallen, the feelings on the other side.
And we talked about it. Osage needed to keep it close. They did. In fact, they led for most of the ball game here and only let Cascade lead about once.
Yeah, Coach Erickson had a great game plan coming in here, and Green Devils executed it. Exactly what they wanted to have happen.
So let's go now to our PA announcer, Tim Fitzpatrick.
Has to greet their team on the South Concourse behind sections 122 and 124. Fans, please direct your attention to the court for the awards presentation. In addition to receiving medallions, each participating player will receive a commemorative basketball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are Gary Ross and Gene Berger. Congratulations to head coach Michael Scanza and the Cougars from Cascade on an outstanding basketball season. And now, Mia Knudsen will advance their team to the next round in the official bracket at center court. Green Devils fans, your team advances to the 2A championship and will play the winner of our next game between West Hancock and Northland on Saturday at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, the final here, Osage advances 46-32. They were led by Danny Johnson with 18 points, including 11 free throws to ice it for them. Ellie Bobinette had 9, Sydney Brandow had 9, 2 for Libby Schwalman, 2 for Megan Henson. For Cascade, Nicole McDermott 14, 7 for Skylar Dolphin and Jordan Simon, 4 for Abby Welter. It was Osage 10-6 after 1, and then they never really gave the game. I think they let them get the lead once, Gina, and then they just kept making the big shots coming back when they needed to. For Cascade, they lose 4 seniors, but what a ride they've had in their basketball careers, and we know Cascade have those young players. We'll expect to see them back here again.
Yeah, I mean, they've built a culture in Cascade that they just kind of keep reloading and bring up the younger kids, so they'll keep working hard back in Cascade. Coach Scanza will be analyzing things, coming up with what he needs to make a difference, but man, credit to the Green Devils today. They were great on the defensive end, and they got the big shots when they needed them.
If you're West Hancock and North Lynn who play this next game and you were scouting this Osage team, you got to figure out a way how to get the ball into the paint through that defense. It's not going to be easy, is it?
That's correct. That's absolutely correct. You're going to have to shoot from the outside, and you're going to have to be able to shoot over Sydney Brandow.
Gina Rogers, a pleasure working with you today.
Thank you.
As Osage advances by Cascade to the championship matchup at 5 o'clock. Coming up next, it's the next semifinal, West Hancock against North Lynn. You've been watching the Girls State Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, powered by Mid-American Energy.